Go for a quick Reddito checko. And then we go blaze some dotes, boys. Blaze some dotes. Dotes my goats. Okay. Yep. Face of Void has 2 refreshers. Put in your votes how effective he was. 3% comeback game. Right, my daily 3% comeback Herald game. He had double refresher, but he has no Damaj in his build right now. Okay. Fortunate. Oh, you know what? I kind of feel for him there because open and up another. Skip donos. Thank you for reminding me. I need to open a tab and skip donos. You're not getting a thank you for resubbing, but Whirl. That's yesterday actually. Whirl was yesterday. Yeah, I feel him on the last one. He didn't bash on the last one. Unlucky. Back in 2016, I was a high school student and no money for this game. I really wanted Battle Pass, Legion, Kunke more, but I now got a job money and looked at Dota groups. If first was paid for a year and I finally can't get it. You can't? Not tradable. That's unlucky. Just try not being poor when they release things. Hello? What is he doing? One of my best Rubik plays ever. Double leap. Okay, my daily Herald Gleam is popping off. So Star Storm, what now? He's running away. Not pressing a lot of buttons right now, but that's fine. There we go. Not to mean that he's very much too scared of the golem. But that's fine. Alright, that's good. Please, Volvo, make this happen for Faceless with Arcana. Mogul Barbershop. X cutting his thing. How do you like that? Cute. Weekend Spotlight reward. Overthrow trios. 300 points. I feel like they're so cheap. Why is 300 points? Is it for one win, or how many wins do you need? I feel like 300 points ain't a lot. I'm not sure though. When your mom walks in, but you're not actually watching porn and alt tab anyways. Yep. Yeah, that's good. It was fast. Alright, Dota subreddit very uninteresting today. Try our subreddit. Maybe we have some good posts. We'll see. Not gonna check 7 TV emotes today. We added enough yesterday. Can Gorpy do better than the Chimp? He can't.
Count from 1 to 9 in the right order.
No, these chimps are insane, dude. They're actually insane.
Yes, they can. Now,
but they're trained to do this. I'm not trained to do it. Yeah, they're very fast.
Remember where each numeral was.
That's crazy.
Still get the order they were in.
It's hard doing as good as the Chimp, I'd say.
Yes, for another tasty treat. This Chimp
Wait, what was the last one?
Once, but thought nothing of it, and undaunted.
Excuse me. Jeff doing his best not to let Gorg maul. Dota 2, Jeff Hill. Yeah, he is kind of carrying. It's good. Now it's proven that Valve actually does only have one employee, and it's Jeff Hill. We know who the Valve janitor is now, chat. ODPixel shoutouts Gorgc for Pudge meta.
Sort of hood, ags, bling. What do you want to do?
I think that's probably what we'd see, yeah.
So I was gonna, the only thing I've seen is I've seen Gorg, he was playing it on stream, and he was having some fantastic games playing it from the safe lane. So let's see if Matu's able to do the same here today.
True, my man ODPixel. We saw that one earlier, I think. Farming Karma easy aware. Gorp. Yeah, I know. The guy that said he had 30 million, he probably lied, yeah. He probably lied. But we had 40 million now, so it's fine. 3 minute long Dota video. I think it'll be fun for the intro. Very long video. From our man Blitzpanks, but 3 minutes? I'm not sitting through that. Hoodwin portrait by me. Ugh. Yuck. Disgusting. You guess your final boss. Here's the location. You can guess the location of a Google Street View I've seen for 0.1 seconds. You may have seen his ridiculous viral TikTok videos. Dude, this looks like the guy from Stranger Things. It is pretty crazy. But I don't know, like I don't like the professional. I don't know why your Donna didn't show up, Nim, but thanks for the 100 bits. Oh yeah, I need to have 300 bits, by the way. The meta in like pro Geoguesrr, as far as I know it, you know, you don't even use like geography knowledge. You use things like, okay, which year is this camera from, and shit like that. You know, you use like camera metadata instead of like actual geography, which is kind of weird. I feel like it takes away from the fun of the game. You have to learn like different cameras and stuff like that. You know, Google cars, and then you can figure out what part of the world it is really fast. But that's like weird. Weird. Did the car have a snorkel? Yeah, it's a bunch of shit, dude. Metagaming, dude. It's only a very small part of pro Geoguesrr. Yeah, I know, but that's like one part. For instance, obviously there's a lot of knowledge, but there's a lot of geography related knowledge, you know. You still eat an egg like this? I do. They ate eggs, but they were scrambled on a sandwich. Up 137. We're getting there. 187, but yeah, it's close. Just jealous? No, I'm just saying it's not taking away anything. I'm just saying why I don't want to be very good at Geoguesrrs, because it seems like it's just not very fun.
Let me guess.
Mally Rose is the prime.
A child of good.
I just play the game for fun. Can we take a look at some of the supporter clubs, guys? See if there's any good ones. I want to hear the new Nigma one, actually. Let's look at that one. I haven't looked at any of them. I'm already pissed off when people use their own voice lines, though, that's for sure. Let's see. Supporters club. Let's see. Let's start with the Lions.
Wait. What?
Yeah, that's a lol, though.
Dos tangos, por favor. Please, sir. Can I have some more?
Yeah, those are kind of trash. Let's try another one. OG?
I don't care. I just hit the creeps.
That's Amar.
I think you're completely wrong, and I'm sure you know you're completely wrong.
Okay, that one is pretty good. That one is pretty good.
I think you're completely wrong, and I'm sure you know you're completely wrong.
That one was pretty good.
This is fine.
Well, they had one good one, that's for sure. Maybe one good one. Let's see secret. You guys dying of cringe? Come on, these are not that bad. I mean, they are pretty bad.
Thank you, thank you.
Ugh. Close to my ear.
Quality over quantity.
Okay, that's how I want to play Dota.
They're alright, I suppose. To imagine. Let's take Liquid.
I can't take this, dude.
Thanks for kind and nice words.
My Zai. What else we got? Goon Squad.
This is good for us.
This S4. This is what they allowed to spray in the game, dude. You have any idea? You should have seen Team Bald last year. We fucking commissioned people, paid like $250 just so they wouldn't decline us again, you know, for each artwork. And then they allowed this. Dude, I should have just fucking taken a picture of myself on a couch, man. Fucking hell. It's good too, I like it, you know? Like, motherfucker, I could have taken a couch picture instead of fucking paying $250. Wait, didn't even make the money back. Nobody bought our fucking pack, dude. Fucking hell, bro. It is what it is. It is what it is. There's like no teams out. We're gonna add ours soon.
It's okay.
They commonly map
You
it
tried.
there. This is a YOLO
Dick
play.
Simply 2 based? Where are they? Yes? They have a Mason one, right?
I am very calm right now. Holy smokerinos, bros! That was epic! Holy heck, you bros are owning!
Yeah. I understand what they're farming bat chest. I get it. They're farming bat chests. Makes sense. Of course. Farming the bat chest. I mean, you know what? It's not even a bad idea. You need to like pick an emote and just farm it. That's how you make. We have a choice now. I can record some voice lines, guys, and you just have to pick some emote to farm, and then you make a voice line out of it. You know, that's gonna sell. You know. Wildcard Gaming has the best voice lines. Yeah, they have all they have like a kid recording their voice lines, right?
Online video game with 3 people. You can't
can't just pause it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Was any player this good? That is a play. Can somebody?
Yeah, I mean, they have one good one. That was when the kid.
Online video game with 3 people, you can't just pause it.
They're farming baby rages. Dude dies of cringe. Yeah, I'll farm that one unintentionally anyways, man. I'll farm that one. Which emote should I farm, guys? What's a good one? What's a good one? E1 has good ones too?
Oops. Yeah, later.
Wait, I need to pause the music.
Like a book, brother.
Wait, I didn't check the last one.
Hey.
That was alright. Yeah. I feel like I just need to say that. That's the entire voice line. Yeah, you know, and then you're done. That's one voice line. 2. Fuck, I don't know what the 2 is. I'm dying of cringe right now. That's number 2 voice line. Okay, what's number 3? Any friends of Pot in the chat? Pot friend? That's number 3. Done. Clip it and ship it. We're selling it for $499 each voice line. It's done. It's done. Yo, dude, how funny would it be to just have all Gachi lines, you know? Not that hard, man. You know, something like that, dude. That would be pretty good too, actually. There's some options. We'll think of something and I'll submit it, and it will be declined, and yeah, then what can you do? Which one should we pick? Does anyone see anything that stands out? Does anyone see anything that stands out? The farmer? Which one is the farmer? Farmer one. Old farmer can reload in 0.2 seconds instantly. Alright, let's go for that one. 10 minutes.
Today I will show you an action drama film from 2021 titled Old Henry. Spoilers ahead.
2021,
Watch out and take care. In 1906 in Oklahoma, Brannigan is trying to escape from 3 men wearing sheriff badges: Dugan, Stillwell, and their leader Ketchum. No matter how fast he runs though, Brannigan is still shot and captured. Ketchum kicks him a couple of times, asking for the location of another man they've been chasing, but Brannigan won't confess. This provokes Ketchum into tying Brannigan to a horse and dragging him through the ground until he finally speaks. The man they're looking for has gone east. Then, instead of freeing him, Ketchum kills Brannigan. Meanwhile, old Henry McCarty and his teenage son Wyatt are working on their farm. Henry grew up in New York and traveled all over before settling down as a farmer in Oklahoma. Sadly, he lost his wife to tuberculosis, but her brother Al comes often to give him a hand and be an uncle to Wyatt. Their life is peaceful and pleasant. The only thing that often causes arguments is Wyatt's need to travel and learn to shoot a gun, but Henry won't allow him to do either. It's still early in the day when they suddenly see a lost horse passing by with a blood-stained saddle and no rider. While Wyatt takes the scared animal to the farm, Henry takes his own horse and goes to investigate the area, eventually finding an unconscious man on the ground. His name is Curry and he has been shot on the shoulder, so Henry covers the wound with some mud and a handkerchief. Then he finds a gun and a satchel full of money.
Mud? Is it getting infected? What do you mean mud? Fucking leave me alone. Let me die in the ditch. What the fuck is he doing?
Tells him there's trouble going on that he doesn't want to be involved in. However, he barely takes a few steps away before he feels bad for the man, so he comes back, picks up all the things, and after getting rid of any proof they've been there, he takes Curry back to the farm with him. Together with Wyatt, they put Curry on a bed and tend his wound. Once night falls, Henry takes the gun and the satchel with the money to hide them in a secret compartment in his closet, unaware that Wyatt is spying on him through the space under the door.
You guys picked an old-timey film,
huh? Henry decides the wound won't get better if they don't remove the bullet, so he'll go to town to fetch a doctor. But before leaving, he ties Curry to the bed and leaves the money in the satchel. He grabs the gun and takes it outside to practice shooting at a bottle, although it takes him a few tries to hit his target. Back in the house, Curry is hearing the shots in his sleep and dreams of the night his house was burned and his family killed while the culprit told him to keep his head down.
Oh shit.
Shortly afterward, Wyatt returns to put the gun back in the closet and takes the chance to open a box Henry has hidden there a long time ago. Inside, he finds another gun and a bunch of newspaper clips mentioning various crimes. Speaking of Henry, on the way to town, he discovers Ketchum and his men have been following the trail Curry left behind. Stillwell is such a good tracker that he can tell someone has covered Curry's tracks, so now the trio knows their victim is working with someone else. These men hear some noises in the tall grass and shoot, but luckily Henry is already running away before they find him. Back on the farm, Wyatt notices one of the ropes around Curry's hands is kinda loose, and his other hand has been covered with a blanket.
Oh shit.
When Wyatt removes that blanket, he discovers the rope is gone, so Curry takes the chance to stop pretending he's asleep and frees himself. Grabbing the knife from the night table, he jumps on Wyatt and swears he wouldn't like to hurt him, he just wants his satchel back. At that moment, Henry comes back and kicks Curry off his son before punching him until he loses consciousness again.
Giga Chad.
Afterward, they tie Curry to a chair and wake him up. Having decided it's too dangerous to go to town for a doctor, Henry proceeds to use a heated knife to take out the bullet from Curry's wound while asking some questions. Wriggling and crying with pain, Curry says he's a lawman and that Henry and Wyatt should leave before it's too late. The bullet is removed, but before Henry can ask some questions, Ketchum and his men appear outside the house. Henry goes to grab Curry's gun and smells it's already been shot, so he reloads it before going outside. Ketchum introduces himself as a sheriff and his partners as his deputies, then explains they're looking for Curry, who is a dangerous criminal and a killer pretending to be a sheriff too. Curious about Henry, Ketchum begins asking him some questions about his personal life, taking a special interest when he hears his name is McCarty because there was a criminal many years ago with that same last name. Henry tells them he has no family so it can't be a relative of his, and he hasn't seen anyone fitting Curry's description either, so he dismisses the men. Before leaving, Ketchum reminds them to lock their doors tonight. Then, Henry goes back to the house and slaps Wyatt for having used the gun. Wyatt only wanted to know what it feels like because he's the only boy in the area that was never taught to fire a weapon, so he had to teach himself. Henry slaps him again for it, so Wyatt insults him and calls him worthless, claiming Henry will be left alone to die because he'll leave the farm as soon as he's able. Not wanting to think about how much that hurt, Henry goes to interrogate his prisoner again. Curry explains he's the real sheriff and the trio are bank robbers that stole the badges from Curry's deputies after killing them.
How dare you
he
say
managed
that
to
after
recover
slap.
the money but was hurt in the process, so he passed out and fell from his horse while escaping, only to wake up here on the farm later. Why Ketchum didn't shoot Henry is a mystery to Curry, but he's sure they'll be back. Meanwhile, Ketchum and his men discuss what to do. They don't believe Henry and they wonder why he's helping a stranger, perhaps he was promised a cut of the money. Dugan doesn't understand why they didn't shoot him considering they were 3 against 1, so Ketchum explains something weird is going on. He doesn't think Henry is doing this for the money, and he didn't exactly hold the gun like a farmer. What they need to do is gather some information first, so Dugan will keep an eye on the farm while Ketchum and Stillwell go hire some guns and pay Al a visit. Night falls and Henry makes Wyatt go inside before he finishes his farm chores because it's too dangerous to stay out this late. Later, Henry feeds Curry some soup himself, causing Curry to complain about still being tied up. To see if he can trust him, Henry asks Curry some questions about his past. Curry tells him all the people he had worked and lived with, names that Henry recognizes from his travels. He also apologizes for having jumped on Wyatt, claiming he had been scared and confused when he woke up in a strange place.
Yeah,
Henry's face rings a bell, but Henry denies having met Curry before as he decides to at least free one of his hands. Then, Henry leaves his gun on the table and goes to refill his glass. This is a test to see if Curry would grab it, but he doesn't. Instead, Curry continues to tell Henry stories from his childhood, including the time he saw Billy the Kid get shot. It's Billy's voice that Curry heard in his dream earlier. Hearing the stories and seeing Curry not grab the gun is finally enough for Henry to trust him. He frees Curry's other hand, gives him back his gun, and tells him to leave his house before the criminals come back. However, they don't get to discuss the matter further because suddenly, Dugan begins shooting at them through the window. Curry shoots back and Wyatt comes to see what's going on, getting a bullet grazing his arm in the process. Still in pain from his wound,
Is it gunfire? Let me just stand here. I'm 2 meters tall, by the way. It's not like they're gonna hit me.
Passes out, so Henry grabs his gun as Dugan sneaks underneath the house, shooting through the floor every time Henry moves. Deciding on a plan, Henry gives the gun to his son with some shooting tips before throwing a book on the floor to trick Dugan into shooting in that direction while he runs the opposite way. After grabbing his rifle, Henry goes outside and begins shooting under the house until Dugan runs out and gets shot in the leg. Henry jumps on him and tries to make him give up some information, but since Dugan refuses to talk, Henry kills him. In order to make the body disappear, he feeds it to the pigs after noticing a gang mark on Dugan's skin. Afterward, Henry takes care of Wyatt's wound while dodging his son's questions about his past. Wyatt feels his father doesn't respect him, and Henry can't expect to be respected in return. After checking on Curry, who is dreaming of the fire again, Henry goes outside with his rifle and waits for the worst. In the morning, Al goes bird hunting, making it easy for Ketchum and Stillwell to find him. They want to know more about Henry, but Al refuses to answer their questions, and as soon as he tries to defend himself, he gets knocked out. Back on the farm, Henry and Wyatt help Curry get dressed so he can leave. However, Curry can barely walk, even less ride a horse, so he tells them to leave while he stays behind finishing things. Wyatt wants to stay too and defend his home, but Henry agrees with Curry and gets his son ready to leave. Unfortunately, when they make it outside, there's a nasty surprise waiting for them. Ketchum and Stillwell are back with a bunch of hired guns. Father and son get back inside as Ketchum offers them a deal. If they give him Curry, he'll allow them to leave without a scratch. Since Henry refuses to accept, Ketchum takes it a step further and reveals they've captured Al, who is hurt and bleeding. Furious, Henry grabs his rifle and gives Wyatt the gun, telling him to stay inside, away from the window, and to only shoot if it's absolutely necessary. Ignoring Curry's pleas to be handed over, Henry goes to confront Ketchum, who admits he isn't a sheriff and is dying with curiosity to know who Henry really is. Ketchum offers to trade Al for Curry, but Henry turns him down, and since neither he nor Al will reveal any secrets, Ketchum kills Al on the spot. This triggers Wyatt into coming out and start shooting, so Henry drags him back inside as the gang retaliates, hitting Curry on the leg when he walks near the window. After scolding Wyatt for acting without thinking, Henry tells him to keep his head down. Hearing these words that match his dream, Curry finally puts 2 and 2 together and realizes Henry's real identity is Billy the Kid.
Damn.
He didn't die the night of the fire, he just escaped. Henry pays no attention to him, concentrating instead on retrieving his old gun and holster before going outside to begin shooting after just a few words. With implacable aim, Henry kills a few gang members before going back to the house through the window, opening a hole big enough for Curry to shoot a few men as well. The remaining men are starting to surround the house, so Henry grabs a knife and goes out through the back door. Silently sneaking around, he stabs 2 criminals before hiding under the house to shoot a third. Then, he comes face to face with Stillwell, who tries to use his knife too, but Henry kills him before he can even take a step. Now only Ketchum is left. He's hidden behind the pig pen and manages to hurt Henry on the shoulder, so Henry runs into the woods to make Ketchum follow him. Both men hide behind trees as they exchange shots, but Henry is too good and manages to hit Ketchum on the leg and shoulder. Henry comes closer then, and Ketchum manages to land one last shot before Henry finishes him for good. The wounds aren't serious though, so as soon as he returns to the farm, Henry goes to Curry to help with his own injuries. When Henry tears off Curry's sleeve to take a better look at his arm, he finds a shocking surprise. Curry has the same gang mark Dugan had, and he shoots Henry for seeing it. Technically, Curry didn't lie, he confesses he was indeed a sheriff, but a corrupt one. He and his deputies had worked with Ketchum before, but they heard Ketchum was planning to kill them during their last job, so Curry tried to escape and that's how it all started.
Literally didn't give him up. He didn't give him up to like 30 people outside, and he fought for him, he killed everybody, and then you betray him because you saw your gang sign? Who gives a fuck? My god, this is the worst fucking person ever.
Henry is agonizing but not quite dead yet, and Curry wants to be the one that killed Billy the Kid. But before he can shoot, Wyatt arrives and kills him first.
Fucking Wyatt.
He wants to get a doctor for his father, but Henry explains it's too late, so he wants to tell his son some last words before he's gone. When Wyatt goes out to the world, he'll hear lots of stories about Billy the Kid, so Henry wants him to know only half of them are true. He admits not having been a good person, and he doesn't believe in redemption. All this time, he's just been trying to find some solace in raising a good kid. Henry doesn't think he has a place in this new world, but he's sure Wyatt does. After crying over his father's death, Wyatt buries him next to his mother. Once he's emotionally ready, he packs up his things and leaves the farm on his horse to travel as he's always wanted.
Okay.
Make sure to subscribe.
I mean, the betrayal was the worst fucking part. Fucking idiot, dude. What an idiot. Yeah, I want to be the one that killed Billy the Kid, man. What the fuck, dude? Alright, I mean, that's an okay one. Usually those old-timey ones aren't that good. I feel like the ones where some crazy shit's going on is usually a little more fun. But we can do another movie some other time. There's a lot of them, you know, they fucking post like one a day. So it's just regular movies with this voice. Okay. Basement to L. You guys want to do one more? I already did the thing where I said that's gonna be it. Which one is the best one? Maybe we can do one more. Nah. We don't want to overdo it, do we? One more? Really? Basement to L, is this one good? It doesn't look that good. Let's see if there's something crazy shit. I actually watched this one and it was really good. Students are unaware the security is a math genius. I watched that one off stream. Okay, let's see what we got. Boy ends up in a real torture center where he's taught cold aggression. Okay, that sounds TOS almost. Why the basement is so bad, guys. The basement is so bad. Let's see. Mars colonists discover mysterious door. $1,000 salary, but after 6 days, ordinary people become devils. I've seen that movie pretty recently. It's a regular one. I forgot what it was called though. Maybe this one.
Welcome back to Movie
Maybe this one? Sort by popularity? I think that's a good idea. Sort by popularity. I'm stalling a little bit too long. Most viewed. Okay, we've seen, this is that movie. This movie.
PLS George. All
right, can watch that one. Has everybody in chat seen this movie? Actually, maybe chat's seen this movie already.
Welcome back to movie recaps.
The Passengers or whatever it's called. I don't remember it, but I think I've seen it. I'm sure. Okay, this looks like something dank as fuck I can watch. Alright, I'm gonna go for this one.
Welcome back to movie recaps. Today I will show you a comedy, fantasy, mystery film from 2009, titled Symbol. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. A Japanese man wearing very colorful pajamas wakes up in a white, empty room with no doors or windows and no apparent ceiling. When he approaches one of the walls for a closer look, he finds something peculiar sticking out of it, a protuberance shaped like a male member. After poking it a couple of times, he presses the tip, which causes hundreds of giggling baby angels to come out of the floor and walls, staying there only for a couple of seconds before they go back the way they come. One thing they leave behind, however, now all their members are sticking out of the wall and floor. This is the phase he was learning. As he sniffs the finger he used to touch the weirdly shaped button, the man screams in fear, followed by crying out and begging for help from whoever may be around, to no avail. He decides to start pressing the various buttons to see what happens, and every time he does, a different random object falls into the room, from a small toothbrush to a big vase. By pressing the same button again, he is given the same object, and that's how his testing of this concept on one particular button gives him a big pile of chopsticks. His amusement is short-lived, however, when he presses the button next to the chopstick one and a small cart comes out of the wall and hits him on the legs. The next button he presses after crying out in pain transforms into a butt, which passes gas on his face. Hours later, the man has accumulated a huge variety of random objects in the room, and when he throws the ball at the wall, it presses a button that gives him sushi. This excites him since he's been getting hungry, but he realizes that he's missing soy sauce. He asks his captors for it, but as always, he gets no answer, so he repeatedly presses one of the buttons until he has a bunch of sushi in front of him but still no sauce.
No soy.
Giving up, the man proceeds to eat the sushi, which he finds rather delicious, and once he's finished the last piece, he presses the button for more, getting furious when a bottle of soy sauce finally shows up. After angrily pushing the bottle out of the way, he presses a different button and gets a pair of old school 3D glasses. When he puts them on, he manages to see a baby angel pointing at his member, and the man gets happy because he thinks he may have found the answer. However, after pressing that particular button, all he gets is a countdown and a giant butt appearing from above to pass gas on top of him. Some hours later, he's read 5 volumes of a manga that he finds very entertaining, but when he presses a button to get the 6th, he gets the 7th instead. Frustrated, he starts trying other buttons, which give him 8 and 9 but still no 6. The last button he tries, though, has an important surprise for him. It opens a section of the wall that hides a door behind it. The man celebrates this discovery, but in his excitement, he loses track of which button is the one that opens the exit. He tries one at random and shockingly sees an African tribesman run from wall to wall. The next one makes water fall on his head. The third one turns out to be the one he needs, and as soon as the wall opens, he runs to it, only to see it close on his face. His second try ends the same way, and it's then he realizes that the door stays open as long as the member tip is down, so he starts trying out different ways to achieve it. First, he goes for a runner position, pressing it with his foot. Next, he hits it with a fly swatter from as far as possible, hoping the distance will make a difference in his running time. None of these work, and neither do pulling it with a jumping rope or hitting it with the air sent by a fan. His following plan is to get on the cart and push it after pressing the button, but after a few tries, he comes to accept he simply can't control it. What he needs to do is find a way to keep the button tip down. He puts the huge vase on top of it, but the button manages to stick back up again, so the man reaches the conclusion that he needs to fill the vase to make it heavier. First, he tries the water button, but it's pointless. No matter how hard he tries to redirect the water, it only falls on him and nowhere else. His next attempt involves filling the vase with sushi, but it becomes so heavy he can't even pick it up. The neck of the vase is also too narrow for his hand to go through, so the man has no other choice but to use chopsticks and remove a bunch of sushi piece by piece.
What is this?
Moments later, once he's removed enough, he manages to barely pick up the vase, so he does exactly that and takes it closer to the buttons. When he gets there, he finds himself having to put down the vase on the floor because he has lost which button it was again, and when he tries one, the African tribesman comes out and accidentally bumps into the base, causing it to crack and break in half. This sends the man over the edge, who, as he freaks out and yells nonstop, finds the right button and begins covering it with sushi. This, of course, doesn't work either, and the little member pops up among the rice. Then the man tries covering the button with tape, followed by tape plus a steel plate, but nothing works.
How is that gonna
After
help?
taking some painkillers to deal with the pain caused by the door every time it hits him on his back and a nap as well, the man wants to wash his teeth, so he presses a button to get water. It was the wrong button though, and this one reveals a rope falling from the ceiling.
But that's kind of hard.
This instantly improves his mood because it gives him an idea for a new plan. He opens the door, then uses the rope to swing himself across the room and make it before the door closes. Sadly, when he tries to open the door behind the fake wall, he discovers it's locked. He returns to the room just in time before the door closes, although it manages to hit him on his way out anyway, and in frustration, he kicks the wall, activating one of the buttons and revealing the key floating in the middle of the room. Like it happens with the door though, it goes away when the button perks out again, so the man must find a way to keep both the key in the room and the door
portal? He has
open.
to fucking figure
First, however, he needs to find the button again, because he got distracted and lost it. By observing more or less where his foot would have landed when he kicked the wall, he chooses a button only to get a dog coming out of the wall to bark at him. The same happens with the next button, but luckily, the third try is successful. While keeping his eyes and a pointing hand at the button, the man walks backward and grabs a piece of sushi fish that he takes back to the wall to mark the right button with. When he presses it, however, the dog comes out again. This time he finds the button faster and proceeds with his plan. He makes the rope appear and swings on it to reach the different buttons, but it is still enough. As he falls to the floor, he sees a plunger he had gotten from one of the many buttons, and gets an idea on how to solve his little issue. He can use the plunger to touch the wall and push himself farther.
Okay,
after
now
one
we're
failed
five-heading.
attempt, the plan goes smoothly, and the combination of swinging on the rope and pushing himself with the plunger allows him to press the button key, grab
Now
the
we're
key,
using 100%
press the
of the
door
brain.
button, and reach the door before it closes. He wastes no time and inserts the key in the lock, quickly turning it, but when he tries to open the door, he finds a nasty surprise. It also has a separate lock on the top that requires 3 numbers to open it. The man rushes out, getting hit by the door as it closes, and in frustration, he throws the plunger at the opposite wall, activating the button that releases the African tribesman.
Oh shit.
As he watches him walk by, he realizes something. There are
194.
3 numbers painted on his forehead, which must be the combination he needs. Since the time behind the door is limited, the man goes through the process of doing the whole swinging on the rope and jumping deal 3 times, 1 for each number to be put in. The 3rd time, he stays there and opens the door, which is a bit stuck and he has to push extra hard to open it. When he finally manages to do so, the piece of wall behind him closes, leaving him trapped and without enough room to finish opening the door.
Nightmare
Devastated,
scenario.
the man sits on the floor and starts crying, remembering all the fun he had with the objects he had gotten from the buttons.
That's what
He
he
had been
remembered?
locked there too, but at least he had room to move and entertainment, and now he realizes he didn't appreciate what he had while he could. Suddenly, he feels a breeze on his face coming from the left wall. As soon as he touches it, he finds a crack that indicates it's a fake. He wastes no time and pushes the panel open before running out of there, soon reaching a mysterious hallway floating in a pitch black area. It feels like he spends an eternity running towards an exit, and when he finally makes it to a room, his hair is longer and the colors of his pajama have faded. This room is also empty and the door he uses closes as soon as he enters, but instead of baby angels, here there are adult ones, who also disappear into the wall and only leave out their members to be used as buttons. This is the phase known as practice. Meanwhile, in a city in Mexico, little Antonio's family is worried because the father, a wrestler known as Escargot Man, is behaving more taciturnly than usual. His wife thinks it may be because this next opponent is much younger than him, but the grandfather points out that what matters is experience, not youth. Escargot Man is picked up by his daughter's sister Karen on her truck.
Doesn't that mean like snail or something? Snail man?
Drives him to the wrestling ring so he can start getting ready early, which includes changing clothes and praying to the Virgin. At school, Antonio is being bullied by his classmates for betting on Escargot Man, calling him a weak loser. As the time for the match to start approaches, Sister Karen takes her van again and picks up Antonio and their grandfather to take them to see Escargot Man in action. Karen doesn't stay though, and Antonio and his grandfather find some of the last seats for themselves right before the show begins. The first team that enters the ring are the Northern Tough Ones, formed by Super Demon and Tequila Joe. Then Escargot Man and his partner Silver Eagle come in under the team name Kiss Me A Lot. Silver Eagle is the first one to fight for his team with a brilliant beginning, but he's soon overpowered when the Northern Tough Ones fight him together instead of one-on-one. They keep gesturing at Escargot Man, asking him to join the fight, but he refuses to do so until Silver Eagle pulls a trick to make Super Demon and Tequila Joe hit each other, allowing him to escape. Escargot Man is quickly overpowered as well. But just when his opponent is about to hit him with a chair, the man in the mysterious room presses a member button and causes Escargot Man to magically extend his neck and knock out both opponents with a hit of his head. In the room, nothing happens, which calls the man's attention, so he keeps pressing the same button, causing Escargot Man to knock out Silver Eagle, the referee, Antonio, and even
Japanese
Bell.
movies,
Seeing no results, the man starts trying out different buttons. One causes the singer of a metal band to breathe fire above his audience during a concert in Los Angeles.
Kinda cool.
The other makes a Russian magician fail his trick when he tries to make his assistant disappear, and the third one makes a man in China bark at his own dogs. The man is about to give up when he sees some light coming from above and notices that unlike the last room, here there is no ceiling and he can see the angels flying around in the distance. He decides to try something completely new this time. Instead of pressing the member buttons, he will use them to climb the walls. It works, and every time he grabs a button with his hands or steps on them with his feet, something amazing on Earth happens, from flowers blossoming to an elephant dying. The highest he goes, the more complex the effects become. It's not only nature anymore, there is also humanity in both the little and the big things, like a toaster and landing on the moon. By the time he makes it to the top, both the man's hair and beard had grown long, and he doesn't need to hold on to the wall anymore. Now he can float as well, just like the angels, and using all his experience gained from the training at the previous rooms, he embraces his role of God and begins choosing humanity's biggest hits on purpose instead of randomly pushing buttons. God? By the time he's done, he's surrounded by feathers instead of walls, and he enters a glowing portal that takes him to the last room. This one has the continents on its walls and a huge member button that the man is about to press.
Oh shit.
This is the phase known as future. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.
Japanese
After
movies.
a fun night.
I knew that was gonna be a banger. That's a banger right there, boys. It's a 10 out of 10 movie. 10 out of 10 movie. I don't know even know what the fuck happened, but yeah. Japan, I guess. Good movie. It was pretty entertaining, you know? I don't know what the fuck it meant, but you know. Fun. It was fun. Alright, let's do more movie night some other night, guys. I don't think I'm gonna do more tonight. I've gotta eat. I'm so hungry, chat. I'm so hungry. I'm dying over here. But I had fun, alright? We'll be back tomorrow. Same time. I don't mind doing a movie or two at the end of the stream. It's pretty chill, you know? But yeah, Dota tomorrow. Thanks guys for tuning in. Love you boys. Take it easy all. 3 and 6 today, but hey, we had fun, right? Cap. Had a blast. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.